up everybody? How we doing? How is everybody going? Welcome back to me playing games. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be playing World of Warcraft Classic, and we're going to be playing as Mr. Darky Shadow, the level 1 Night Elf Hunter, again in World of Warcraft Classic. It's it came out a while ago, and it's something that I just haven't revisited for many years. I used to play, it must have been about nearly 15 years ago, I used to play World of Warcraft, back when what is now World of Warcraft Classic was the only Warcraft out, was the original World of Warcraft, back before the expansions came out. And I definitely enjoyed my time. I definitely enjoyed my time in it a lot more than I do in the newer versions of World of Warcraft, which I quite frankly haven't played for many of the expansions that have been released. So let's get straight into it. Let's carry on and let's see where this journey takes us. There's a few things I actually like to set up at the start. So we want to go for interface options, and we want to set up action bars. So that sets up these action bars here, which you can see. Yep. So let's set these action bars up along here and up and down here. They just add more action bars for you to put your skills on, keep things nice and organized. What else have we got here? Turn on names, yes, with health. Yeah, that's about it. I think they've integrated some of the new some of the new options that they've got in World of Warcraft back into this game. So I'm going to add a few of them on. Floating combat text. That's something I never really got into, but I'm going to add it in, because why not? Yeah, that'll do. Cool. So, as I play, let me know, but I'm just going to go and I'm going to basically click on the quest, and essentially I read out the objective. If you guys want me to start reading out, the entire quest page, I can do that, and I'm more than happy to do that. But until you guys say so otherwise, I'm just going to read out just the objective, just the quest objective itself. So, the balance of nature. Kill 7 young night sabers and 4 thistle balls, and return to Conservator Lithalani, I want to say his name is. We get 35 copper, and we'll be able to choose between some gloves and a wrist bracer. Cool. What else we got here? I've added a few mods. So I've got Gather Light to track mining and herbalism, and I've also got Questy, which will help me track quests. Something that I think, and unless they've patched it in recent vanilla or classic updates, is it's quite hard to track quests, because without mods, before mods came out, you'd be on, I can't remember the sites, you'd be on sites essentially trying to figure out how to do all these quests, and there's no, in current day World of Warcraft, you've got all these abilities, you've got all these things that really make the game a lot easier, and they just weren't there back in the day. Okay. So as I am playing as a hunter, I want to be using my bow. I want to be at range. The thing to remember though with this version of World of Warcraft is that you actually have a quiver. That's this bag down here, which you can increase the size of it by getting bigger ones. And so essentially you have to buy your ammo. You have to buy the ammo that you shoot from your bow. And also you have a minimum range, so if anyone comes within that range, you need to switch to melee, which I will show now. And I don't think this is a thing in World of Warcraft anymore. But now in World of Warcraft Classic, in the original experience, you have your bow and you have your main weapon. So you'd be using your bow, all your abilities come from your bow, and then you'd have a couple of abilities that you would be able to use when things got close, because you simply can't use your bow when they're in that range. When they're in that, it's called a dead zone. It's like this close together. Got some pants. So the thing I love about, so back in the original World of Warcraft, my very first character was a mage, and I've actually still got him. He's like level, I think 80, I want to say 84 maybe, and I took him through a little bit of, the newer stuff that came out. I don't think I went into Legion with him. I might have, I can't remember. I didn't really do any of the new stuff, because for me, the Burning Crusade was, the pinnacle of World of Warcraft, and that experience. If I remember correctly, Wrath of the Lich King came out next after that. I'm pretty certain. But prior to that, yeah. We leveled up. But yeah, as I say, prior to that, for me, World of Warcraft, the Burning Crusade was the pinnacle of what I enjoyed. It was hard, these days in World of Warcraft, I think you can get a mount at level 20, I want to say, and it's not very expensive. Whereas in World of Warcraft Classic and the original World of Warcraft, as well as Burning Crusade, and I want to say Wrath of the Lich King, I think, I can't quite remember, but up until that point you could only get your mount once you'd hit level 40, which was a long time. You hit level 40 and you paid something like 100 gold, which is an incredibly large amount of gold in this game. It's definitely not in the new versions of World of Warcraft, but in this game, getting to 100 gold was definitely a challenge. Something I miss, I remember I still have him, I had a hunter, or have a hunter, and one of the best things about playing as a hunter is that you get to go out there, get your pets, you have to tame the pet you want. So when I get the ability to, if it was one of these young night sabers or a boar, I could tame them. They could be my pet. It could be a bear, it could be all of these things, all of these animals that you can see, you can tame them, depending on the abilities that you want your pet to have. If they're a bear, generally they're a bit more tankier, they can take a lot more damage, whereas a night saber is more for damage. I think they could go stealth as well. And boars are known for having a charge ability as well, which is really, really handy. So you've got all these different abilities you have, and you have all these different abilities that pets have. And I don't know, it just was so much better. You have to feed your pet. So if you have a cat, you can feed them, I want to say fish and meat, I'm fairly certain. Whereas if you have a boar, I think you could feed them anything. including fruit. Okay, you performed your duties well, Darky Shadow. Choose your reward. Cool, I'll go with the gloves. Okay, next quest, the balance of nature. Conservator we're going to call him Conservator Lithium, just for ease of pronunciation. Needs me to kill 7 mangy night sabers and 7 thistle boars. And I can get a cloak or a belt. Okay. And another quest, Etched Signal. Read the Etched Signal and speak to Ayana Everstride at the top of Aldrassil in Shadow Glen. Okay. That is the tree, Aldrassil, or whatever she just called it. Where are we? Yep, up there. It's a big tree that it has something to do with saving immortality or a failed attempt to regrow the Night Elves' immortality. It didn't really work for them, I can tell you that much. Alright. Get over there. So we're gonna sell a lot of this nonsense. Because really it's no use. The other thing I've always liked about World of Warcraft, or the original World of Warcraft rather, is the fact that, I don't know, just the things you do in it can really make a difference. So, you know, you need to know that as my class, I need to always have arrows, or if I've got a gun, then I need bullets, essentially. It's something you have to always be aware of, that you need to be stocking up on all of these things. And it adds that extra little bit of, I guess, care that you don't have to really do or pay attention to in the original in the new versions of World of Warcraft, which is not necessarily a bad thing. It's just something that I personally have quite enjoyed. It's something I grew up playing this game, and it's something that I've just always liked. That sort of thing that you need to, because if you don't have enough arrows, you literally cannot shoot your bow anymore. Same with bullets. And to me that makes perfect sense. What am I doing? I'm so lost. I need to go to the top of this tree. That's what I need to do. I'm looking at this quest handed marker here, and I'm thinking she's inside the tree, or he's inside the tree. But alas, they're not. They're at the top of the tree. So we better go and deliver this Etched Signal. Man, it's actually good. It's actually really, really good to be playing this game again. It really is. Not so much the fact that there's not any, new good games out. It's just, it brings back a lot of memories. And I've always enjoyed it. There's been long periods where, right, Etched Signal. Give her the sigil. Thank you. Okay, that was it. Essentially that was showing me that she is the trainer for me. She's a hunter trainer, which I can access here at level 4 and level 6 for some new abilities. Very cool. And I got a new ability called Track Beasts, which allows me to track the locations of nearby beasts on the minimap. Okay. I also have an ability called Shadow Meld, which makes me invisible. I can still get detected, but that just helps me to not get detected as easily. Big fan of it. Especially when you're doing player versus player. It's definitely a lot of enjoyability in playing. It made me debate what class to actually play. is I wanted to try out Hunter, I wanted to play Warlock, which is similar pet classes, and then there's also Druid, which is where essentially you are the, well, you're not the pet, but you are the pet. And I read that too fast. Bring me 8 Falmos. Okay, cool. So I've got this mod that actually shows us where all these things are, all these herbalism, what's the word? What's the word I'm looking for? These herbs, I guess. And which is really going to help us for gathering in the future. Not really useful right now, but it will be one day eventually. Another change I think that they made was, I think in current versions of World of Warcraft, the Hunter does not have mana, so you got health and mana here, whereas in the current versions of World of Warcraft it's similar to what the rogues had, or rather have now in World of Warcraft Classic, where it's like an action skill situation. So they have X amount of skill action points that they build up through using other abilities, and then once that's built up they can use these critical abilities that expend the points, essentially. Now what is going on there? Excuse me for a second. Okay, so yeah, I just kind of completely forgot to turn my microphone off mute, so you probably didn't hear me for that entire battle just there. And I also realised that I'm attacking level 4s, which is not the most ideal situation for my health. Alright, so what's going on here? Quests. We'll go and attack some things that are a bit closer to our own level. So we'll head over to up here, if we don't get stuck on everything on the way. So what I was saying was we should have a better time once we get our pet, which I think is level 5 or 6 maybe. And then from there, you know, our pet will be up there tanking the enemy, and I skipped it again. Oh my goodness. Find Iveron in the cave to the north. There we go. So once we get one of these pets as ours, they'll be the ones going into battle. We will sort of be standing back, just shooting at them. Shooting at the enemy. Certainly these lower level stages, it's quite boring because you've only really got your one ability. But the awesome thing about playing as a hunter is that you can almost just keep going and going and going, which makes downtime very little, which is a very, very good thing, because you can keep going and going and going. You also get a couple neat abilities, one that increases your speed running around, which makes a huge benefit up until the point where we finally get our mount. So it's a huge benefit. Oh my gosh. No. We're just going to have to stab this fella. Alright, we might just go for a bit of a run. See if we can pop off a few arrow shots at him. Because he is severely out everything in me as he's level 4, and I can't really do much to him. I'm missing a lot of my melee hits. There we go. So we might leave those Growlkins for now and just focus on everybody else. Go down. There we go. Level 3 attained. Outstanding. So if I remember correctly, our next skill increase, our next skill upgrade was level 4 and then level 6 at the Hunter Trainer. Something you guys should probably be aware of too is if you are getting new skills, they don't automatically go down to your toolbar like they do in the, well, like the current version of World of Warcraft. You have to manually drag them down there. The other thing that you guys will probably, if you haven't played World of Warcraft for quite a while, or if you never played the old World of Warcraft, is that the abilities you have, say Raptor Strike, so we have Raptor Strike rank 1, we go and purchase Raptor Strike rank 2, it does not supersede rank 1, so we could have, you know, 5, 6, 7 ranks of Raptor Strike. And I think back in the day, you know, you'd have, say, a mage, they might be chucking fireballs, which are super powerful, and then they may have a very weak frostbolt. And in doing that, their frostbolt would slow down the enemy, but it, you know, it only costs the amount that it does for a level 1 spell. Obviously, the higher the rank, the more mana it costs to cast a spell. Unsure if that's how it is now in World of Warcraft. But yeah, you really have to manage your resources a bit better. You have to manage the amount of money you're making, because you may not have enough money to even buy the spells you need or want. Many a times, especially in the first 10, maybe even to the first 20 levels, there's definitely a lot of choosing. If you haven't picked up Gathering Professions, there's a lot of choosing. Okay, I want this spell, and this spell they've just become available, but I can't get them because I don't have enough money for them both, so I need to buy one and I will get the next one later on. And that's essentially how the game runs until you get to a bit of the higher levels and things start to get a bit easier. But even in that entire time that you're doing that, you're always got in the back of your mind, okay, at level 40 I need enough money to be able to buy my mount, and that is a tricky proposition to get to. I think I was maybe level, I can't even remember, my very first character, I might have not been level, I might not have had a mount until I hit level 45, I want to say, or 50. I'm stretching a bit because that was about 10, 13 maybe years ago, between 10 and 15 years ago. I can't really remember how long it took me to get to that level 40 mark, as I was definitely still in school at the time. But no, this is definitely one of the games I grew up on. You know, some people grew up on, well, I mean, I did grow up on a lot of other games as well, but this is the one that I've definitely stuck to over the years. Like, you know, I'll still play, what have I got? I'll still play Age of Empires 2, I think was released on Steam not that long ago. I purchased that, so I'll still jump into all those older games that I like. You know, I actually brought Warcraft 3 last year. Which if you guys want, I can play through for you. As I like that game. I've always loved that game. I think I definitely started playing that game before World of Warcraft. I finished through Warcraft 3. I finished Frozen Throne, the expansion pack, and then not long after that, I think I got into World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft proper. And I sort of never really looked back from that. I've always loved it. Okay, we're gonna head back. If we spot any of those foul creatures on the way, we might try and take a few out. But we'll head back because we've got 4 bags and we can't carry anything else. And even though a lot of what we've got is not really worth much, it's all we're getting, and it is 100% better than nothing. Excuse me if I'm coming across with a bit of a nasally voice. I think I may have caught a slight cold. I can sort of hear myself. It sounds a bit nosy, a bit nasally. That's alright. We'll get through this, team. We will get through this. As I talk to myself, and hopefully talk to all of you guys. Hopefully you enjoy the commentary. If you don't, let me know, and I will. If you give me a bit of I cannot talk today. Constructive criticism, opinions, etc. Oh, that's cool. You know, that definitely helps me in knowing how I can improve what I'm doing. But if you tell me I'm an idiot because I'm an idiot, well, that's constructive, but it's not really helpful information. Doesn't really help me improve or offer the content that you guys want to see. Alright, what's this fella got for us? The balance of nature. We will have we'll take the belt. Gives us a one armor increase. Yay. And we'll pop up over this side and we'll start taking down another 4 of these growls. Shoot these fellas in the face a little bit more. I really need another weapon because this dagger is truly not cutting the mustard. It's really not cutting the mustard for what I need it to be doing. No. Come on, guys. Where is your Falmos? Here's another one. We only need another 3 more and we are good to go. Cool, and 2 more. And 1 more. Really do like the animations of the bow. When I had a hunter, well, I still have a hunter, but I'm going to say in the past. So when I had a hunter, he was a dwarf, and he had a gun. I mean, the animations are cool and stuff, but I'd always look at the night elves and how they shot the bows. I mean, I could always have a bow. I could always have a bow as well, which was fine, but I felt guns always, suited dwarves, and the bows always suited the night elves, and that's how I'd always seen it, and that's how I rolled with. So we're going to pop in over here. We're going to sell our stuff. Now we're going to head straight up to the hunter trainer, and we are going to get our new spells. Can't remember what it was. I didn't really look, to be honest.
Greetings.
You would like 10 web wood venom sacks. Okay. Yeah, mana's definitely not a big deal. Like you can keep plowing through everything. Whereas if you're any other class, we'll take Warlock for example. You have a lot of spells where you can drain mana, drain health, sacrifice your life for mana as well. But I find Hunter you can just keep powering through things. So that's why I really wanted to make this my first character. Okay, so we can have earned Aspect of the Monkey, which increases our dodge chance by 8%. And Serpent Sting, which is a damage over time, causing 20 nature damage over 15 seconds. Cool. Let's grab those, put them down here. And Aspect of the Monkey, which will always be on basically. And then we will fall down and injure ourselves and pop it back into here. This is good. 48 millisecond lag. I am playing on Oceanic servers, which is probably helping that. I always used to play on the US, so lag was fairly atrocious. Alright. We'll sell our goods.
What brings you here?
Sell you that, sell you that, sell you that, sell you that. I'll sell you that, and we will sell that. Cool.
May the stars
Well,
guide
team, I'm gonna leave it there. How do we? Nope. Put that away. Nope. Ah, there it is. Yeah, this is my face. Cool. So we're gonna leave it there, and tell me what you thought of this first episode. I mean, I love this game. I'm gonna play through at least till level 60. I don't know how often the episodes are gonna go up. Probably once a week. Obviously more if I can put more time in it. This game does require a lot of time and effort put into it. It's certainly not a game where you can just have an hour session or etc, etc. So give us a few comments down below. Tell me what you think of it. If you like what I'm doing, give us a like, give us a subscribe, check out my other videos, etc, etc. You all know the drill. Alright then team, thank you very much, and I will see you all in the next episode. Cheers guys.